so damn corrosive. Picked myself up from the ground, started dancing to the pounding of heartbeats in my ears. I ran to face off all my fears. I would like to shine a little brighter. Oh yes, I do. Have I been there before? Did I knock on your door? Did I step on your feet? Did I make you excrete yourself? Yeah. Do I make you afraid? Did you see the one play? Did you really believe I would stand and just bleed for you? No, 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 no.
Oops, that one's gonna spank me. Hang on. Yep, that one will indeed spank me. I had to stop. So, anyway, I thought I would sneak in another Lizette song because it's an incredible song, and it's titled "Been Here Before" by Lizette and it's an incredible song. So, I urge you to listen to it, even though I couldn't play it in its entirety here. So, thought I would be able to get away with it. Apparently not. So, anyway, it's a great song. So, let me get switched over the view here, and guess we'll do this. By the way, good evening, watchmen and watchwomen. Interesting day. Very, very, very interesting day. Lots of information has come out today, and I find a lot of it very intriguing. More and more, I am seeing pretty clear evidence that patriots, Americans, were set up. And I think they were set up by all involved. Even the person that they showed up to support. And I think that was made extremely clear by the video that Trump has recently released. I agree, Lisa. It's like the Twilight Zone. It truly is like the Twilight Zone. So you may ask, motivation. I always tell you, seek motivation. Always look for the motivation behind something. And I think it's real evident. I think it's really, really evident. As I've said for a very, very, very long time, this whole thing, this whole government thing with the left and the right, it's nothing but a game to them. It's nothing but a game. It's what they use to get us to seesaw our rights away. And so, what do you think just happened? What do you think just happened? So right now, the way it would seem, anybody that showed up, that entered the Capitol building, is apparently got charges coming. And they could include things like insurrection. That's serious. That has been the first time that has happened to the state capitol since I was 18 something. I can't remember the year exactly. 1813, 1812. I think it was back in there somewhere. So you're talking 200 years. 200 years. That's the first time it's the second time it happened, but it's the first time since then. And the British did it then. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think of the weight of that. Because it holds a lot of weight. What does that mean for the American people? What laws are going to be coming our way now? Because that That, ladies and gentlemen, is the motivation. To be able to, to be able to clamp down on us even more so. We've got, I think it was Japan, it's in the headlines, I think it was Japan, unveiling or at least talking about a facial recognition system that even masks can't defeat. So even if you have a mask on, this facial recognition software is going to be able to identify you. And from my understanding, it works very, very, very well. And when I say that, you got to understand, I knew this technology over 10 years ago. And I knew how well it worked 10 years ago. Just got breaking news that a second person has resigned. Betsy DeVos quits. The education secretary has quit. Earlier, somebody else had quit, and we will be covering that in the headlines. Transportation secretary had quit. This is going to be ugly. And as you know, a patriot yesterday had lost her life. And that's why I got so upset when people were turning around and just trying to spin her off as Antifa and write her off just because they didn't want to hold accountability for what happened yesterday. And it's a shame. It really, truly is a shame. Now, she wasn't the only one that lost her life. There were 3 others that lost their life. And then today, an officer died. Their claim is that the officer died, I want to say they said for unknown reasons, but it was related to the what happened yesterday. Unknown reasons, but related to what happened yesterday. How's that even work? I guess it works the same way as the other people that died of medical reasons. I forget the word. Not medical reasons. What was the word? Medical what? I can't remember what particular word they used, but we'll run into it when we do the headlines. But it's like, well, you know what? When your heart stops. Yeah. Oh, medical emergency. Medical emergency. That's what they said. Medical emergency. The 3 other protesters, they passed away from medical emergencies. Well, when your heart stops, that's a medical emergency. Right? If you get a splinter in your finger, depending on who you are, it could be a medical emergency. Anything medical can be a medical emergency. So my question is what type of medical emergency and what happened to put them in that medical emergency? Well, they're not talking about that. They won't talk about that. They won't utter a word about what happened to those other 3 people. I see a different storm on the horizon now than what I seen yesterday. Yesterday, the storm I seen on the horizon was largely in support of Trump to try to keep, Trump in office. That's not the storm I see today. Oh no, those clouds cleared out and there's a whole different set of cumulus rolling in right now. I knew that at some point it was going to come to a head. And when I say that, I mean the wake up of the American people and the government and those that work for the government. COVID, by the way, I haven't heard anything about them saying anything about COVID yet in relation to anybody passing away involved in yesterday. However, they have started already really widening the path for COVID to be entered into this situation for a couple of reasons. One of them being when they evacuated the Capitol building, they put a bunch of people They put a bunch of people together in one room. In fact, one report from one lady said something like maybe about 500 people in that in a rather small room packed in there. And now you have to understand, the news that I was listening to was one of the more liberal-sided channels, and they were they all lead. It doesn't matter what news it is. They all lead the questions. They lead answers with the questions. And so that's what this reporter was doing. She was really trying to emphasize the point that they had all those people in a small area, and that, COVID was going to be an issue. And the reporter was able to get the person that was speaking to be able to talk about how, there's some people in here that don't have masks on and they refuse to wear masks and yada yada yada. So folks, understand that they're going to come at us from all directions, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And, the crazy thing is most of it's going to get blamed on Biden. But let me tell you what, they're all involved. Every last one of them. And if the past 2 days have not proven that, then it's never going to prove it to those people. Those people that cannot see the light, so to speak, from the past 2 days, write them off. Write them off. Because I'm telling you, it's going to get crazy quick. Really, really quick. You see what this has got coming in. Oh, that was me going live. Okay, that was the same there. Okay. I've had news slamming me all day long. Just slamming me. And I've been busy. I've got a few updates, as far as we're concerned, to give you. Our bookcase came a day early, which I was elated for, because that allowed me to get it up and good to go. And I've got a picture of it. And of course I opened it up in the other browser, because that's how I roll, even when I shouldn't roll that way. Now see, okay. Oh, no wonder it's set to 300. How did that happen? Okay. So there you go. Yeah. It's, when it comes to space here right now, it's like you got to rob space from here to use space there, and then back and forth. So, yeah. But that's the bookcase, and I think it worked out really, really, really well. So, I'm able to get my drones up there, and they look nice. And then I've got all the biblical books that I have so far up there. And then Jen's got all of her books. They all fit. So, all the books fit on the shelf. The drones fit on the shelf. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, that was a good thing that came in today. I am getting set up to grow a crop of lettuce, onions, and tomatoes. So, I'm working now to find out all the details on the nutrient solutions and stuff like that, because it's going to be hydro. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm going to see how fast I can grow produce in a extremely controlled environment. Because for one, I want to grow produce. I want to grow some of the stuff that we eat. And for two, I want to get good at it. And I want to see how fast I can grow it, because in post-event situation, stuff like that's going to be important. So I do down the road plan on getting into sprouts a little bit, and learning a little bit about how to grow those and keep them growing and going, so to speak. Because that is a wonderful source of nutrition that grows very, very quickly. And, all these things like this are going to be important to try to be able to do, because literally all of it is going to be, a benefit. It's all going to be another feather in your cap to get past the events that we have coming. So that's the big reason why I want to do it. So we got most of that stuff on the way for me to get started with that. And let's see. I got more work done on the website for one of my clients. It's been a busy day. I got the speakers. I was wanting to not wall mount the speakers, but put the speaker, get the speakers up on the wall up high, which I did. Got a couple of little corner shelves. And so I got that done early this morning. As soon as I finished up on coffee, man, I was climbing on the table and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, I got one speaker up last night, and then I got the other one up today after coffee. And then, let's see, got that one done after coffee, and then it's just been go, go, go all day long. And then I wasn't expecting the shelf until tomorrow, and I saw the FedEx truck pull up, and I'm like, huh? And when the guy came back up front from the back, sure enough, he had this big long box, and I'm like, it's got to be a shelf in there, or a bookshelf in there. Sure enough, so that came a day early. I was able to get it up, get that done and out of the way. Now we are able to start tucking away more things, so that is great. Jen has family coming in town this weekend, so trying to get everything kind of done, looking the best we can before they get here. And then, man, I'll be glad when all this stuff is done and I can just like go, even though I've had a couple moments of since we've moved, because I had to. I had to take a break. That about did me in. So anyway, I think that covers our updates. I can't think of anything else today. Can you? No, just been, other than that, a typical day of getting huffed at by the dog. Accused of stuff by the dog. Don't even know what I was being accused of yet, but I was definitely being accused of something. There was no doubt of that. We just have no idea what it was. But other than that, pretty normal day. So that pretty well covers the updates for us. I know, exciting life, huh? And from there, you see it. I mean, I've been hitting out at news all day, looking into things when I grab a chance to do so. Just another day. So, but fortunately, as far as the move is concerned, things are starting to get wrapped up as far as that's concerned, which is great. And yeah, hopefully before the end of the weekend, I'll have all the upgrades done for the security camera system. I mean, it's fine and working now, but I've got some pretty major upgrades that I'm going to do to it. That's going to pretty much make it bulletproof. So that's great. And let's see. That covers a lot of it. I mean, a lot of my initial projects that I wanted to get done and out of the way as quickly as possible, because Lord knows there's plenty of that. But it is. We're loving it here. We're able to live a little more, and I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to turn up the radio once in a while. I was cranking today when I was working. I cranked up some Lizette for a little while, and cranked up some Megadeth. I went back to high school. Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. I threw that on for a little while, and just went at it, working. So, pretty well covers our day. There's a lot packed into today. But other than that, as far as monologue message to you, I'm going to be repeating myself again. Please get ready. Because what you see, isn't going to get better. In fact, I'd venture to argue that it's going to get downright nasty pretty quick. we'll see. We'll see. Kind of interested to see what happens with the stock market tomorrow. I just kind of got a feeling about that. So we'll see. Really don't know of anything else. Do you believe this is our Friday, right? Yep, this is our Friday. So let me tell you what. Let me get through the normal stuff. I'll get to the news. I'll get the hell out of here so that we can enjoy the rest of our Friday. I know it's your Thursday, but it's our Friday. And you guys can enjoy the rest of your evening. I know there's a lot of people live and a lot of people talking shop, so to speak. It is what it is. So let me get through the normal stuff, and we'll get the headlines out, and we'll get the hell out of here. Amazon affiliate. We're up to like $7.21. Overnight, we went like chink. So thank you. That was awesome. I think we were under $1 yesterday, right? So that was a pretty massive increase overnight. I thank you. I seriously do. That is absolutely awesome. I appreciate everybody that takes their time out to click our link. For those that don't know, we've got a link in the description of all of our videos, plus at thewatchmannews.com. It's right there in the top right, Amazon affiliate link. If you're on a mobile device, you might have to turn it sideways, landscape mode, to see this top menu up here. Because in regular mobile mode, that menu won't show in most cases, and neither will the Discord link, which most of you won't use. So I'm not even ever in there, so man, it is what it is. Anyway, our affiliate link's down there. We appreciate if you click it. What it does is that just takes you to Amazon with our particular link. And when you make purchases, those items don't cost you anything more, but it gives us a commission. It throws us a little bit for the sale, as you see, and all those little bits add up at the end of the month, and it's highly appreciated. Doesn't cost you anything more at all, and it helps us out. So, Teespring store, you know about that. I'm not going to go over it again. PayPal. We got a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the videos, as well as at thewatchmannews.com, right there in the main menu. And when you click that, it just takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card. But I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top, but it also says the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. So, got that out of the way. Let's real quick go over these. Now this number, the fatal cases, the running tally today, earlier it was over 5,000. So, as we know, it goes up, down, all around, and whatever it shows up tomorrow is what it shows up. It could be 2 tomorrow. We have no idea. But what they are saying for today, is that, is that new cases, hey, I'm just being honest with you. We can't trust these. You know, I'm telling you, I would trust the water from Mexico before I'd trust these numbers. New cases, 225,025. A lot of 25s in there, right? Got to have the 25s. Don't know why, but they got to be there. Fatal cases yesterday, they were reporting 3,670, which is a substantial number. I mean, that's more than the people that died in 9/11. And we've got several days that more people died than in 9/11. And while I know these numbers are awful screwy, I don't think they're completely fake. I don't. And to be honest, I don't know which way they're going. I don't know whether they're low or whether they're high. Yeah, I'm just being honest. A lot of indicators that they're actually low, to be honest. So our zip code is at 1,638 as of today for total confirmed. I don't remember what it was yesterday. Off the top of my head, might have been 28 something. I don't. When I say 28, I mean 1628 is what I mean. I can't remember if that's what it was or not, but we're at 1638 today. Of course, that's total confirmed cases, not deaths or anything like that. Goodness. As it is, that's over 10% of our town as it is. So, let me have a sip of tea here. Have a vape. I actually went like, I don't know, probably a couple hours without vaping earlier and didn't even realize it. I was busy shelf came in. I was all excited. I stopped what I was doing at the time and immediately went to the shelf and got it all set up. And then got the shelf, literally got it set up, got the drones on it, got my books on it, and I'm like, man, I need a vape. And started looking around for my e-cig, and sure enough, it was where I set it when I was working in the other room. I'm like, wow, that entire time I didn't even have a vape. Okay, let's do this. This is from last night. D.C. police confirmed 3 fatalities in medical emergencies during U.S. Capitol unrest, in addition to the woman shot by the officer. Okay, now we're from what I put out today. D.C. mayor extends emergency order until after Inauguration Day as police confirm 4 fatalities amid the U.S. Capitol unrest. Disturbed, distressed, and saddened, world leaders react after violence grips U.S. Capitol, urging calm and respect for democracy. And you're going to see a lot of headlines like this. Certification of Biden's win by Congress delayed after Trump loyalists object to election results in Pennsylvania. But it didn't last very long. Cheers and booze, whatever. Cheers and booze as U.S. Representative Gates tells House at least today Dems didn't call to defend the police. What is the point of the rhetoric? To divide. That's what it is. To divide. And they're all doing it, and it's on purpose. They want us fighting. Because if they can get us fighting, then they can clamp down like never before. And that's what they're trying to do. That is their motivation. That's their end goal. Alibaba, Tencent stocks plunge amid ongoing U.S. crusade on investment in Chinese firms. Congress rejects GOP attempt to challenge Biden's victory in Pennsylvania. Told you it didn't last long. Moment when woman in pro-Trump crowd invading Capitol building is shot by police, caught on camera. And it was a different angle. I'm not going to play it here on the show, but it was a different angle than what I'd been previously seeing. This was actually from behind her, a little ways behind, but from behind her, which made it very apparent. Wow, I can't speak. Made it very apparent that the woman was climbing. I can't tell you what her motivation was. I don't know if the window was broken and she was trying to climb through a broken window. I honestly don't know. I'm not trying to hide, cover, or anything. I don't know. All I can report on is what I could see with my own 2 eyes. And that was the woman. There was like a railing there, or like a ledge, not a railing, but like a ledge there under the window. And it looked like the woman had put her feet up on that ledge and then got up on that ledge. And right about that time is when you heard the gunshot go off and you clearly see her fall back. But all the rhetoric about her being Antifa and all this stuff, that has all been cleared up. She is a long time, and the word staunch was used. Long time, staunch Trump supporter. Okay? To me, it's disgusting when people will just outright lie. And that's why I called out Angry American yesterday, Chris Weatherman. Because he did. He a bold-faced liar. And I've sat there and watched for the past several months now. He's been doing these live streams. And I don't know if he's making this stuff up completely on his own, or if he's actually getting very, very, very bad intel, or what. But I used to, when he would go live, when there were things, and not just live, but when he'd make Facebook posts and stuff like that, man, you used to be able to count on the things he said. Now, every bit of it's rubbish. Every single bit of it's trash. And I'm going to call it out. When you purposely mislead people, I will call you out. Plain and simple. Not doing so causes problems between me and Father Yah. And if you think that I'm going to keep my mouth shut and cause problems between me and my father because I don't want to cause ripples. I don't want to make waves. You're silly, because I could give a damn less about making waves. My life is a testament to that. I don't care. Don't care what people think of me. I don't care. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people have a hard time grasping that because we are a society that seeks affection and seeks acceptance. So when people run into somebody that doesn't truly doesn't give a damn, they don't know how to take it. And so, yeah, I make a lot of enemies, but I don't care. Let's see. Pence chief of staff barred from the White House after Trump berated the VP for refusing to block vote certification, says reports. Congress confirms Joe Biden as president-elect after Trump supporters stormed U.S. Capitol building. You know, back up to what I was saying a moment ago, because I'm going to speak on this. There's a pastor that's pretty local to me, and the father has told me to call him out. Not once, but now twice. And I'm just having a hard time wrapping my hands around the fact that a supposed man of the cloth is ignoring the father. Now, he's done it twice. I can't help it if the father comes to me again and tells me to do it a third time. I like this guy. I do. I like him. I sure the hell hope he comes out for my people. And I gave him that hint today. Whether he takes it or not, that's on him. I'm not responsible for him. I will be if I don't listen to Father and do what the Father says. But as long as I'm obedient in all this, I'm not responsible. But it bothers me because I like the guy. You know? I do. He's a good man. Good man. Just lives too much in the world. Anyway, sorry. Congress confirms Joe Biden as president-elect after Trump supporters stormed U.S. Capitol building. White House officials quit or consider resignation in wake of Capitol takeover by Trump supporters, says the media. The grim new normal, Japanese firm unveils new facial recognition system that can identify people through their masks. This is what I was talking about, but this is not new technology. It was over 10 years ago when I was looking into this stuff, and they've had it for a while. But now I think they're getting ready to deploy it mainstream. Trump pledges orderly transition to Biden and vows to continue our fight against election outcome. And you're going to see he makes a total turnaround. Cryptocurrency market, and you know what? His supporters are going to make excuse after excuse after excuse. There is no excuse. There's no excuse. It is what it is. Cryptocurrency market value hits record $1 trillion as Bitcoin reaches new eye-popping highs. We've just seen confidence in democracy being shattered. UK Home Secretary condemns the terrible violence on Capitol Hill. Merkel saddened and angered by U.S. Capitol storming and blames Trump's refusal to admit defeat. You see how all this is going together here? COVID-19 fallout could cripple up to 4,000 UK financial firms, British regulator warns. Tokyo declares state of emergency over coronavirus case surge, but promises safe and secure Olympics. Creating conditions for a very frozen conflict, U.S. Navy to step up patrols in frigid Arctic waters off Russia's northern borders. Events on Capitol Hill show Western democracy is fragile and vulnerable, says Iran's president. Pro-Trump Capitol invader tells Venezuelans to follow his example and take back their freedom. We need to talk. We need to talk. Something was shared with me a little bit earlier. And let me get it. Hang on. Very interesting. Huh? So, okay, somebody else posted something. Wait a minute, hang on. This might be it. Somebody had shared a couple of pictures with me earlier. And I'm trying to find them. Because, where is it? Don't tell me they were nuked. No way. No way. Hang on. Let me make sure, because if they were nuked. No, they wasn't nuked. Okay. I was going to say. Alright. Let me put this in here. Let me show you this cat. Let me introduce you to Jake and Jelly. Or whatever. Actor, voiceover artist, singer. Yeah, the dude dressed up like whatever. That dude. Yeah. Interesting, eh? Guess what? I don't have the picture handy, but there's a picture of a guy carrying a podium. I'm sure you've probably seen it. I want you to look close at that man's face, because I know another place that man was. Malheur Wildlife Refuge. There is pictures going around. Hang on. U.S. Capitol man steal podium. Google foo, yo. This guy right here. I have seen this guy multiple places, including Malheur Wildlife Refuge. Okay? From the first time I saw this guy, knew that he was a paid agent because of the way he acted. I want you all to understand that they are setting you all up. All of them. All of them. They're setting you up. If you go back and you look at video and stuff like that from Malheur Wildlife Refuge, you will see this guy. I assure you. I assure you. Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, continuing on. Germany may set up special fund to fend off Russia's Nord Stream 2 from sweeping U.S. sanctions. Ryanair to cut most, if not all, flights to and from the UK and Ireland until draconian travel restrictions are removed. Not conducive to the public good, Scottish minister says UK should consider banning Trump from entering after Capitol riot. Beijing likens Capitol storming to Hong Kong protest, hopes U.S. can enjoy peace, stability, and security as soon as possible. I'm sure that Xi Jinping had a smirk on his face when he said that. Russia says American system archaic and not up to modern democratic standards after rioters raid Washington's Capitol building. That's okay. You let us worry about our quote-unquote democracy, because we need to deal with that, because we don't have a democracy here. We have a constitutional republic. And the whole reason we're in this shit show right now is because we've allowed it to be a democracy. I'd say it's about damn time we get back to the founding documents. Crude oil flow from Saudi Arabia to U.S. falls to zero. Twitter lists Guaido among world leaders condemning Capitol takeover and forgets his attempt to storm Venezuela parliament. Oops. Don't you love how that works? UK Labour Party launches campaign to tackle anti-vaccine disinformation. UK Health Secretary left red-faced at planned launch of AstraZeneca jab rollout only to find vaccine delivery delayed 24 hours. Iraqi court issues arrest warrant for Trump over killing of Soleimani and local militia leader. Kind of don't understand the point of these warrants like this, because they happen all the time. I don't think that there's a U.S. president that I know of, well, since I've been alive, that hasn't had arrest warrants from other countries due to war crimes. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get the point. Because nothing ever happens. They still travel. Nothing ever happens. London to run out of hospital beds in 2 weeks. Health chief warns as COVID-19 overwhelms capital, says report. Former Supreme Court nominee Merrick Garland tapped as Biden's attorney general, says media. I don't even like the looks of that guy. Weasel. That's Weasel. That's what, just, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that for a minute. But Weasel. Can you not see the Weasel there? I can see the Weasel. A woman and 2 men arrested in German terrorism probe for alleged funding of Syrian Islamist group. From inside, out-of-control pro-Trump mob ransacks Capitol Hill as Joe Biden declared president-elect. And some of this stuff, folks, some of these guys they want to claim are Antifa, and I don't think they are. Like the dude in the Q shirt, I don't think that's Antifa. Sorry. Don't see that being Antifa. I will say that there were definitely what appeared to be out-of-place people. But we can't put all this off on them. I'm sorry. I was watching the video. I heard the different things that Trump supporters were saying inside that Capitol, and it's impossible for us to put this all off on Antifa. Nightmare scenario is out the window. Moderna CEO says vaccine could offer COVID protection for a couple of years. Go ahead. Nuclear fusion group calls for U.S. to construct pilot plant by 2040s or risk falling behind other nations. Too late. Hundreds forced to evacuate as Indonesia's Merapi, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, volcano spews hot clouds into the air. Global food prices surge to multi-year highs with more inflation yet to come, says the United Nations. They're telling you flat out. They are telling you flat out. FBI solicits tips let me restart that. FBI solicits tips, I didn't say tips on instigators of Capitol violence. And it's the FBI, right? That's the Secret Service thing. Hookers and blow down in Mexico, that's the CIA. FBI solicits tips, not tits, of instigators of Capitol violence gets bombarded with photos of GOP members, as long as they weren't penis pics, calls to probe Antifa and cops. Wait a minute. FBI, they're probably specifically looking for penis pics. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of penises, actor Bill Cosby, convicted for sex offense, ripped for condemning shameful assault on U.S. Capitol. Forgive me.
I was gonna give you crap.
Forgive me, Father. Forgive me, Father. Sometimes my jokes get carried away. Iran could easily enrich uranium to 90% nuke level, but is studying if there is a need, says Atomic Energy Agency. Morning Joe loses it and drops F-bomb on live TV and slams Capitol Police, demands Trump's arrest. Let's see. Tipping point of the pandemic. WHO says 22 European countries have new COVID-19 variant. Actress, and I have no idea here, Priyanka, is that correct or close? Chopra defies UK lockdown rules as police burst in on hair appointment, but no fine is arrested. Well, that's because she's an actress. Facebook extends Trump account ban for at least 2 weeks, citing Capitol riots. Officer involved in fatal shooting at U.S. Capitol suspended. Police chief calls breach criminal riotous behavior. See, and this is, I'm telling you, man, they're going to come after these people full force. It's not going to be pretty. Consumers targets of technical bullying by Chinese tech firms. A watchdog warns. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not buying it. UK may need to revaccinate every 6 months, and COVID testing will still be needed next year, a health secretary warns. Getting warmer while insisting Antifa has nothing to do with the Capitol riot, New York Times finally admits it is a movement. Giuliani's condemnation of Capitol violence slammed as critics cite his trial by combat speech made prior to the breach. And you know what? That, Giuliani did it, and Trump encouraged it. I mean, come on. Let's see. Let me go ahead, Blue Healer. Let me read your comment. It said Pence to go along with the Electoral College, so when the truth comes out of the election fraud, they can be legally charged with sedition. Everyone found with their hands in the cookie jar will do time. If you're talking about like Biden and all of them, those people, nah, that's not true. Man, folks need to really give up on this it's a plan thing. Kind of need to let that it's a plan thing go. Because guess what? It was a plan, but not the plan that you thought. Not the plan that you thought. I think you were lied to for 4 years. Well, I mean, obviously way longer than that. But I think you were lied to during the entire Trump presidency. In fact, I can prove it. All you have to do is look at the actions. Put all the words out of your head and look at the actions. Bump stock bans, red flag laws. And that's just starting off with the anti-gun parts. There are good things that Trump did, but they're very minuscule. Right? The right to try act, incredible. That's awesome. The tariffs on imported goods, incredible. Awesome. But I'm telling you, it pretty much ends there. That's pretty much the end of it. Because the rest of it was to the detriment of this country, not to the benefit. And, we really have to stop listening to these people, these politicians, when they tell us things like, oh, it's the best economy ever, because they all make that claim. And I still ask the question, how can every single one of them have the best economy and the lowest unemployment rates? But you listen to every single president that holds office and they will boast about the lowest unemployment rates and the highest economy. How can that be true? They can't. Somebody's lying. So, man, first off, I think there are idiots that are members of Antifa. Undoubtedly. Right? Undoubtedly. But there's idiots in every single movement. But I think the base of Antifa are paid federal agents. And at this point, I can pretty well place a bet on it. We've got to stop. We got to stop letting these people get in our heads, man. Because that's how they control us. That's how they control us. They get into our heads, they feed us full of bull, and they've got us. They've got us. The moment that we surrender to their rhetoric, they got us. We got to stop this. You know? Yeah, Antifa is a thing. It's a group. There's a lot of stupid, idiotic people that are members that are part of Antifa. But I don't think the root and the base of Antifa is homegrown. I think it's government created, just like ISIS. That's a fact. You can look it up. ISIS. The United States created ISIS. It's a fact. It's a CIA operation. Antifa's no different. Antifa's no different. CIA's MO right now seems to be causing insurrection, both here and abroad. And I think that's where you need to look. If you're worried about Antifa, you need to look at your own government. Not Democrats. Your own government. They're doing this on purpose. It's called insurrection. And it's to destroy this nation. Because they are extremely limited. As long as we have that Constitution in force, they are extremely limited. So what they need to do is either get us to willingly want to throw that Constitution away, which they've got pretty much all of the left and a good part of the right willing to throw away the Constitution as we currently stand, and they want to install something different where they aren't limited. But we can't fall into their traps. We can't fall into their traps. And the moment that you jump on any train, and when I say that, I'm not necessarily making reference to Trump train, but any time that you join any type of a group, any bandwagon, not a good thing. That's why I stay out of all of it. I won't belong to a political party. I won't, I won't associate with myself with any group other than the security groups that I am associated with. That's it. That's it. I don't want to involve in any other groups because most of the time it's nothing but agenda, and I'm not interested in, carrying out other people's agendas. That's not why I'm here. I'd say be very careful of the groups. Let's see. Not believing in God is dangerous as COVID-19 denialism, says head of Russian church asking followers to trust the experts. Well, you, sir, are probably going to have a not so great conversation with the Father over that. Just saying. Facebook forces WhatsApp users to share their personal data or get off the platform. Life-saving drugs treating critically ill COVID-19 patients with, I don't know if it's Roche or Sanofi arthritis meds reduces death rate, a trial finds. Well, yeah, because inflammation was a huge issue with COVID infections. So if they can bring down the inflammation, that's going to be a big help. So it's not surprising to me that an anti-inflammatory drug would help. Not a day longer, top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer calls for Trump to be removed from office immediately. I really don't know what any good that would do. Really, I mean, there's, 14 days left? 2 weeks? Really don't know what good it would do. Deeply troubled by Capitol riot, McConnell's wife Elaine Chao resigns as transportation secretary. McConnell's wife. I'm telling you. It's interesting. Twitch follows Facebook, bans Donald Trump to protect our community. Shopify also bans affiliated stores. How do you like that for freedom of commerce? Boeing agrees to pay $2.5 billion fine facing fraud conspiracy charges over 737 MAX crashes that killed 346 people. Now, let me ask you this. If you or I were to kill 346 people, you think they'd give us a fine? I don't. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the injustice that we need to fix. Among a lot more. Capitol rioters may be charged with sedition and insurrection. All options are on the table, says the Justice Department. And you could bet they're going to have the book thrown at them. They really are. A mainstream journalist sets off alarm bells as he calls for cleansing of Trump supporters. Right? But that cat won't be nothing to happen. Right? It's very, very one-sided. It truly is. And for a reason. They're trying to cause division, and that's the best way you can do it. If you want to cause serious division, you give benefits to the people that are doing wrong, and you screw over the people that are doing right. And you will cause a hatred in a hurry. And that's what they're doing. Trump campaign lawyer disavows factually based election fraud case, says it's being used for repugnant actions. Trump White House, I guess I shared that twice. Police officer dies of events stemming from Capitol riots, says reports. Trump denounces heinous attack on U.S. Capitol and says he is fully committed to smooth and orderly transition. And then up here is Trump fuels insurrection and must be banned from social media, says Michelle Obama amid U.S. press corps calling for censorship. Whatever, Michael. Anyway, I hope you're getting ready. I really, 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 really hope you're getting ready. This is not over. By far. Not over. In fact, down here I see a tweet or something here. D.C. police made 68 arrests and 56 officers were injured during pro-Trump insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Ain't seen nothing yet. Give it about a week. Give it about a week. Man, there's a high chance that before the end of January, this country is going to be on fire. And I just want you to be ready for it. I don't want you to be a victim of it. And the only way that you can do that is to stay away from it. Stay out of it. Unless you feel that you're called to do otherwise. I'm not. Just the opposite. I'm called to stay the hell out of it and survive. There's a more important battle on the other side of all of this. Okay? Sometimes it's just best to live to fight another day. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm supposed to do. Not to say that's what you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to stay out of it. Because I've got a bigger battle. A more important battle. I don't know when, where, or how that battle will take place. But I'm obedient to the Father. And I'm not going to screw up because I get all emotional about something that I have no control over anyway. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Thursday night, which is our Friday. And I hope you do as well. I hope you have a safe, productive weekend. And I hope to see you back on Monday. Or Sunday. Sorry. Hope to see you back on Sunday, which is our Monday. Anyway, again, I hope everybody has a great evening. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.